Hi guys. I am going to talk about something that's been on my mind today quite a lot. It's actually been on my mind for a couple days now because of a post that somebody put in another group. And then something else happened today as I was talking to a friend of mine that I found out about that it's different, but it's along the same lines. I want to talk about confidence in your beliefs and how you approach people who don't agree with you or who don't understand what you might know about anything. I mean, this can cover any subject, but specifically because we talk about this health, holistic health, and anything having to do with natural healing, those kinds of things. So a couple of days ago, yesterday, day before, I can't remember, there was a lady that posted and said, please help. I'm at the doctor right now. And she had an issue with her son. And the doctor, the particular doctor that she was seeing, and the nurse were pushing something that she didn't want and that she doesn't believe in, she doesn't feel good about. She went to the doctor to get the medical help that her son needed for the particular issue, but they were pushing some other things that didn't really have to do with this. And she didn't feel comfortable with it at all. And she had previously made that decision that she didn't want to do the stuff that they were talking about. And so she talked to them about it, and they started bullying her. And basically shaming her and making her feel, or trying to make her feel guilty and feel like a bad mother for making the decision that she had made. And she was asking for advice and wondering, what the rest of us would do. And there were several people that, giving their opinions and all these different things. And it came down to, and this is what I wrote, some conversations I engage in, some I don't. I kind of pick and choose, and I'm really selective in what I get involved in. But it came down to this. I said, if you're confident in your decision, and if you're confident in standing in your shoes, then be confident in standing in your power as well. There's a place for medical doctors. There is. There may be some doctors and nurses in this group. I had an experience just over a year ago where I had to have emergency surgery, and they saved my life. There are places where they're needed. And it's great to listen to their advice. However, you hired them. You are paying them. You are the boss, and they're working for you. Okay, so what's flip-flopped and what's changed over this past several decades, I'm not quite sure what's happened, but a lot of people have become afraid to voice their beliefs when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to medical decisions, healthcare, holistic decisions. If you feel good or bad about something having to do with your health or your child's health, you are the decision maker in that. And when I first started down this holistic road back several years ago, it was a little nerve-wracking for me to talk to Western medical people about my beliefs and what I do and the things that had shifted in my mind and the new perspective that I had, the things that I had researched. I was just a mom, and to a lot of people, including a family member, I was looked at as crazy. Like, what? What is she doing? What are you thinking? Are you kidding me? And it didn't really take long before that changed. I realized I have been healing things, like stuff's going away without medication. I got off 18 years worth of medication. I got rid of 50 pounds, without medication or whatever. And I overcame all these health issues. And I've been helping my kids and my husband and other people overcome things that normally people run to the doctor for. And so it didn't take very long before I realized, okay, if I need a doctor, I'm going to go, but I know what I'm doing. I'm figuring this out. This makes sense. And I choose the road of health care instead of disease care. And this is the way I want to go. This is what I'm comfortable in. This is the direction and the road that God led me. Like I stood out at the edge of the canyon wondering what the heck I was going to do with my life, devastated because it was falling apart, or I thought it was when it really wasn't. And I needed answers because I didn't want to do it anymore. And so I just like poured it all out to him and said, help, I'm turning this over to you. I'm done. And he started giving me answers and led me down this road. And I can't deny that. And other people may not agree with you, but it's okay. It's okay. Be confident in your beliefs. Be confident in what you know. And be confident in the decisions that you make. And don't cave and don't give in just because someone else thinks different. If they're bullying you, kindly shut them down and say, stop. Another situation that, this is a little bit different, and you got to be a little more careful in this situation, but possibly. A friend of mine, I found out several months ago, last fall or whatever, it was called in to, or reported to some church leaders about some holistic things and energy work and stuff. And it wasn't made a big deal out of. I guess it happened a couple of times, and one time, the first time, nothing was said. The second time it was mentioned. Okay, you need to, this was reported, kind of be careful, blah, blah, blah. And she just looked at him and she said, you know what I do, and you know that this is truth. Basically, in those words. And she said, I'm not doing anything wrong. And I listen to inspiration and I listen to that intuition that comes. And if I feel like you need to say something, I'm going to say it. And there had been a couple of small comments that she had made, and in a class or something sometime. And she told me what she said. And I was like, you got turned in for that? Like, it was no big deal. But when she said what she did to this church leader that approached her and talked to her about it, he just looked at her and he said, you're right. You're right. You are. It's okay. Had she shied down and not stood in her power, I mean, she did it in a very respectful and kind way. And of course we want to do that with anyone, especially leaders in our church, or, whatever, any kind of spiritual leaders. You want to be respectful and be kind. But you guys, don't be afraid. This, people are getting more confident in this world of healing and health and nutrition and energy work and mindset and abundance and manifesting and all this stuff that just goes together because you can't separate it, the whole mind, body, spirit thing. Be confident. And, if you're just dipping your toes in right now and learning about it, great. That's wonderful. And if you want to keep learning, keep learning. You're going to get more confident as you go. But if you're there and you know what you know, and you know that it works and you love it and you want to know more, it's like one of those things that you just kind of start to crave because it's like, this is truth. This is real. This works. And my life is better for it. My life is more full of light now than it was before. Then be okay with that and let others know. Do you have to go out and blast it to the whole world? No, you don't. I love to. I love to just talk about it. I mean, I'm not one to just go out there and say, hey, I don't do that. But I'm not afraid anymore. And I love those opportunities when I'm able to talk to a medical person or when I'm able to talk to a church leader, which I've had both opportunities. I've been able to do both of those. It's exciting to me. And I don't know, I felt like I needed to just talk about that tonight. And I wanted to encourage you guys to stand in your power in a kind and respectful, Christ-like, way, but don't shrink, don't shy down. And hopefully that helps. So anyways, if you have any questions or comments about that, specific situations that you're wondering, well, how would I handle that or whatever, let's talk about it. Put it in the comments, and that's great. And if not, wonderful. But I just, I had the impression tonight that I needed to address that. So hopefully that was helpful to somebody here. I'm going to go to bed because it is almost 10 p.m. and we will talk to you later. Bye.